thank you for the opportunity to be here. I have a unique way of getting into public policy, not having a farm background. And when I was hired at North Carolina Farm Bureau, I went to then President Bob Jenkins and then Assistant President Larry Wooten, who's now president, and said, guys, y'all want me to come talk to you, but I grew up in the geographic center of Raleigh, and I don't understand how to read plants and tell when you need to apply fertilizer and pesticides, and I don't know how to operate a farm. And Bob Jenkins said, son, they know how to plow a straight road. They don't know how to walk the halls of Congress and the legislature. That's why we need you. And my 20 years with the department, I often say is equivalent, and Ken Espenshade, please forgive me, the equivalent to a Harvard PhD in politics, because Mr. Graham was very gracious in allowing me to work with the legislature and work with his national associations and be in the back rooms when the deals were made. And so I got an inside view of how government works, and that's what I bring to the table. How many of y'all know Farm Bureau? There are a lot of you out there, and we appreciate your knowing about us. It's Farm Bureau is often just characterized as an insurance company, and that's our most visible arm of our member benefits. It is much more than that. Our marketing money is spent to market insurance, but we were founded in North Carolina in 1936. The American Farm Bureau was founded in Chicago about 1919, and I want to read you why Farm Bureau was founded. We are an independent, non-governmental, voluntary organization governed by and representing farm families who unite for the purpose of analyzing their problems and formulating action to achieve educational improvement, economic opportunity, and social advancement, and thereby to promote the national well-being. Farm Bureau is local, county, state, national, and international in its scope and influence. We're nonpartisan, non-sectarian, and we're non-secret in character. Farm Bureau, because of the way we are organized and policy is developed, the positions that the organization takes on public policy issues reflects the voice, the collective voice of farming across the state and the nation. And that's really gives the farmer's voice a loud microphone. When farmers can come together and speak together in one voice, one sheet of paper is real easy to tear. But if you take lots of sheets of paper, it's a lot harder to tear. And the more sheets of paper, have you ever tried to tear a phone book? Can't do it. You can do it individually, each sheet, but you can't tear a whole phone book. And that's what a collective voice with unity of purpose and unity of ideas, and that's the way it works best in the public policy arena, whether it's with your town council, whether it's your county board of commissioners, whether it's with your state legislature, whether it's with Congress. Having that unified message and that unity of purpose is the way you get things done. And Farm Bureau seems to have been able to capture that pretty well, to be around and is strong, and is we're in every county practically in the United States. We have county Farm Bureau organizations, and that is a big footprint. to talk a little bit about the Farm Bill, Commissioner Troxler put it very well. Congress is in a train wreck. They can't agree on anything. They're polarized. They don't trust one another. The Farm Bill is reauthorized every 5 years. And we're operating on the Farm Bill that was passed in 2008. There are there are 15 titles within the Farm Bill. And the largest title, and this may surprise a lot of you, the largest title of what we call the Farm Bill is the nutrition title, which covers, Gary Gay's with the school lunch program, but also what used to be called the food stamp program. That is within the Farm Bill, and that is $188 billion, or 67% of the cost, 5-year cost of the bill. So there are a lot of people that have an interest in the Farm Bill. A lot of groups out there that want to influence the outcome. The commodity title, which is what most farmers are familiar with, is the second largest at $41.6 billion over 5 years. That's 15% of the cost of the Farm Bill. The next is the crop insurance title at $21.9 billion, which is 8%. The conservation title is at $24 billion, or 8%. And Senator Jackson, almost $4 billion difference in between the crop insurance title and the conservation title. It's about $4 billion, but that's a rounding error in the Farm Bill. And that show you the scope of what they deal with in Congress versus the state. $4 billion is about a third of the state budget.
About a fourth.
A fourth of the state budget is a rounding error in the Farm Bill. That is how big a footprint the Farm Bill has. We were working very closely with the Budget Reduction Commission, the super committee that was formed to try to come up with a new budget for the government to operate at reduced levels. And many of you probably read about that last year. We had secured agreements to cut the Farm Bill by $23 billion, and we thought that was a victory. The best thing that could have happened to agriculture and the Farm Bill was for that Budget Reduction Commission to come up with a compromise bill that Congress would have passed, because we were only getting a $23 billion cut. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the starting point today. And there's talks now of $35 to $40 billion worth of cuts, and it's not out of the nutrition title. It will come out of the other titles. Now it's easy to come together with the various interests, say within the commodity title, the various commodities that are covered, whether it's cotton, whether it's peanuts, whether it's wheat, whether it's corn. When you have budget surpluses, and you have there are ways just to make things work more easily. It's not easy, but more easily. But today, where are those cuts going to come from? Whose ox is going to get gored? Which program is going to wrestle more money, more funding for a commodity versus another? As a general farm organization, we represent all commodities, and we have to take a very balanced approach to how the Farm Bill is put together. And there's a lot of regionalism involved with how regions would desire the Farm Bill to be crafted. There's a Southern strategy, there's a Midwestern strategy, there's a Western strategy. But as a large organization with lots of interests, we have to help Congress bring the community together in a compromise. Leadership has basically told the farm community that y'all got to get together and come to us with what you can agree to. And that's not an easy thing to do in shrinking budgets. The current Farm Bill is a market-based approach where you have direct payments, where you have counter-cyclical payments depending on crop prices. And the new thought, the new approach is more of a managing risk through insurance approaches, whether it's in a broader approach with crop insurance, whether it's a revenue insurance approach. There is not a consensus yet within the ag community nor in Congress on how to approach this. And what we've been told by leadership is that they anticipate extending the current Farm Bill for some short period of time to allow the community to coalesce and figure out where we can go. It is very difficult to design a Farm Bill not knowing how much money you got to spend. But it's also very difficult to figure out how much money you need without designing a Farm Bill. So the course of least resistance, which you can expect Congress to take, the course of least resistance is to roll it forward, extend it, and worry about it after the election. And they're doing that with a lot of things, Commissioner. So I'll be glad to take questions afterwards or at whatever time. It's very difficult to explain the complexities of the Farm Bill in a very short window. But Commissioner Troxler really, and I wrote it down, he was very succinct when he said, ag policy determines the success or failure of agriculture, and he's absolutely on the money. Our forefathers understood it. That's why there's a Farm Bill to begin with. They knew that there needed to be government involvement in agriculture to mitigate risk, to foster research, to take care of a very fragile part of the economy. Thank you.